Well, how about that? 4-1 away from home at Huddersfield. And to be honest with you, I did not expect that at all. And I'm joined by Luke and Matt. Matt, did you expect that result?
No, I mean, people can out me now because I said in the preview that I thought it was going to be 2-2. And even at 1-1 at half time, I was like, oh, yeah, it said 2-2. I guarantee it's going to happen. But they just exploded in the second half and just blew it away, really.
Absolutely.
They blew Huddersfield out of the game in 15 minutes.
Listen, we have leapfrogged up to 11th place in the league. We've now opened up a gap of 5 points from third from bottom, with a game, obviously, we've played a game advantage on Stoke. Luke, team selection, first and foremost. Were you on the same wavelength as me in terms of disappointment?
Yeah, before we go any further, I just want to say to the viewers, my face does come up as orange on the camera, but I have not had a fake tan or anything in that about. It's just a dodgy webcam. So I'm just getting out. I'm not working as an Oompa or in a factory or anything like that. Honestly, it's just genuinely a dodgy camera. Back to the subject. Yeah, I was disappointed. To be fair, I had no clue what he was doing. The fact that we had only 6 subs out of a possible 7 was just complete and utter lunacy to me. Didn't look like we were going to do anything but try and just pot the bus and work the counter. And then Kiati was playing when he was absolute shambles in the previous games. But I hold my hands up. I ain't a Premier League manager. Moyes is totally, made me eat humble pie today because that worked to a T. Lanzini and Aranutovic were unreal. I clearly know fuck all. Yeah, well done.
Well, listen. I mean, we look at team selection. We all seen Kouyaté on the list, and we all thought, oh no, like where's this whole? You don't run, you don't get an opportunity, etc. Yeah. So anyway, he's there. He's on the team sheet, and we go into the game. First 20 minutes or so, not fantastic, but a stroke of luck came our way with a massive mistake from the Huddersfield keeper. Talk me through it, Matt.
I don't know if it's a stroke of luck. I think it was more the tactics, because you can see, like, it was the rest of the game. He did the same thing. It was pressing. They wouldn't let him play it short because everyone knows that Huddersfield, Wagner gets his team playing football, and Moyes was literally pressing everyone up the pitch the whole time. I would say it's a stroke of luck because I don't know what Noble was doing that far forward, but obviously the keeper's played it out to centre back 20-25 yards out. And the centre back did not want that pass. Like, that is a typical West Ham goal to concede normally. Yeah. Under Bilic, that would have been a standard West Ham goal to concede. And he literally nicked it off the centre back, played it to Noble, and then it was a fucking quality finish for Noble in the near post. And sort of like out of nothing, it was literally a nothing goal. It was like bang, 1-0.
Yeah, and fair play to Arnautovic still for putting the pressure on the boy. And what a finish it was, look.
Yeah, it was. It was something I didn't think Noble had in his locker, to be fair. That was kind of like Noble back in the, last season, the bowling with Pyatt. Like, he could just score if given the opportunity, or something like link-up play was really good. So yeah, I mean,
I think he does have it in his arsenal, because you think about his penalties that he scores. They're not straight down the middle numbers. They're always pinpointing top corner, etc. So yeah, the ball was moving, but like you said, we needed the stroke of luck and 1-0 West Ham. Then straight on, I mean, we're going through this because we have to. We've got a busy social life, so we need to get on with our lives. But Huddersfield goal. Thoughts on the Huddersfield goal? Lolly, Matt.
First of all, shout out, because on our preview video, a Huddersfield fan actually watched it and said to watch out for Lolly, and I hadn't really heard of him.
No, have I.
It was. I think he was at Noble or Krezor. He just left them for dead.
Yeah.
It was Noble or Krezor, and he just opened up his body and he buried it edge of the box in the. It was a great finish. Give it to him.
And you made a valid point by saying he's a left-footed right wing back or something like that. Like he can use both his feet. So the fact that he cut in,
and we cleared research on him.
Yeah, definitely not. And it was a great finish.
Him aside. Yeah, go on, mate.
Yeah. Great finish, though, wasn't it? And it went 1 each, and we really left ourselves vulnerable in the end of the first half, considering I thought that we held the ball and we had good possession in the first half.
Yeah.
That's to you, Luke.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear my name, sorry. Yeah, but we did. Just on that Solly thing, I'd actually quite like West Ham looking to signing him. We're never going to get him, but he looked like... I mean, I know I said to look at for more, but Lolly was, to me, their best player. I know Pritchard will come on at some point, but that goal was brilliant, and he looks like a real player. But yeah, like I said before, before we come on, that I think, in a way, if Arnautovic doesn't score that goal so early on in the second half, the momentum doesn't stay with us that much, and Huddersfield maybe go forward to score a goal. But, you know, West Ham been criticised over the last few years for the hoofball football a little bit, but it worked to a T. Great knock on from Chiarte. And Avic's just playing with his marker, just saying, "Yeah, right, I'll tease you, saying you can get it, and then flick it over his head."
We'll come on to the second half in a minute. We'll just quickly touch on Kouati had a chance on the right wing, and maybe this was highlighting the fact that his confidence was low. He was on the right wing. He had a bit of a chance to hold up the ball, and he crossed into absolutely no one. That was a kind of disappointing. And then I thought to myself, "Oh no, like what is he still doing in the park?" But anyway, we go in first half 1 each. We're away from home, probably take that for the start. But then, as you said, Luke, 45 minutes and 24 seconds into the game, the second half, Ogbonna hoofs the ball up. Who does it land on to? Kouati, who nods on for Arnautovic and describe that goal.
Yeah, it was basically perfection. If you were watching Allardyce, you'd have thought that was basically looking back on that sort of days. But it was just, I don't know, and everything that Arnautovic touches at the moment turns to gold, and that was something that, you know, I kind of expected him now, but it was just mucking about with the defender basically, and then a top-notch finish. I think he's both-footed. I think now when you look at Arnautovic, he seems to just be as good on his left foot as he was on his right.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of ambidextrous. But yeah, it was for me, that just set us up to go and score the extra 2 goals. So yeah, it shocked me. I was watching a pretty dodgy stream and he was lagging a little bit, but I was over the moon.
I mean, you've got to look at the partnership that Arnie and Lanzini struck up today was a match made in heaven, to be honest. Something we've been calling out for is maybe playing Arnie alongside these players like Chicharito, etc. But we probably seen Lanzini in a more forward role. What was your thoughts on that positioning or that tactical, I suppose, genius from Moyes today, Matt?
I was worried when we started the game because I thought it was going to be check play in our front Arnie, and I was like, oh, here we go. But like you said, that for the goal, it was straight down the middle of the pitch, flick on from Chiarte. But after that second goal, it sort of gave him a bit more confidence. And then Lanzini, as said, as the game went more and more on,
yeah,
the link-up play, it almost became like telepathic. Like they knew where the other player was going to be, and they were just feeding off each other. Tearing them apart sometimes, to be fair, Huddersfield. Like they couldn't contain. When Lanzini and Arnautovic got going together, they could not contain them. Yeah,
absolutely. No, I don't think they could. And then we move in, like, I mean, we go 2-1 up, we're full of confidence, and then we kind of start going on the attack, and we're holding possession really well. Players, I mean, to be fair, look, you did say to keep an eye on Moy, and even the commentators were commenting on a lot on this, on his ability. But today I think we kept him really quiet. But he did clear the ball off the line from Kouati's chance. They had to go to the goal line technology, and the ball didn't cross the line, unfortunately. But hey ho. Then we move on to literally 4 or 5 minutes later, Lanzini's Rabona attempt. I mean, we're 2-1 up. We're away from home. There's 2-on-1, was there not at that point? There was Lanzini and Arnie.
He should have squared it.
He had the opportunity to square it. His confidence was high. It's not, but you know what? He should have squared it, Matt. But I kind of like the fact he attempted it because it makes me think that his confidence is there.
He's got confidence.
He's got confidence
but for
again.
me personally, like if we had another goal, if it was 3-1,
absolutely.
I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
But when
if you do it,
being a West Ham fan, being a West Ham team, you know that. I say it now, we won 4-1, but 2-1, you know, with us, like that game can easily turn on. You know.
Yeah.
If you try that, if you try that, you got to score it. You got to score. If you try it, you got to score it. I think he has every right now.
Like if he'd have fucking scored it, we'd be like, oh my god, that's the season.
Yeah. risky business considering we're 2-1 up and we need points, and we could have really. Yes, okay, we've won 4-1, but if it went round the other way, then we'd be blaming him left, right, and centre. Yeah.
If we'd have lost 3-2, we'd be sitting here screaming at Lanzini because literally. Like Lanzini was on like the left hand side of the box. There was a centre in the there was a centre back in the middle, and Arnautovic was on like the far post, and he could literally just played it along the floor. And Arnautovic would have tapped it.
Yeah.
But Lanzini had that confidence going. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to do this." And the keeper, like, it wasn't even like the keeper had to back pedal and tip it over the bar. It just was like straight to his hands. He was like, "Oh yeah, cheers for that."
Listen,
like a back pass.
We didn't even have time to moan about it because literally a minute later, Arnautovic collected the ball, attacked the defence, got through, pretty much him and a Huddersfield defender tangled each other. Ball fell to Lanzini, and Luke described that goal.
It's just, I mean, I don't know, it's just hard to sort of describe it. It was, that was one of many kind of situations where, you know, it was just like they're unplayable. But it was a great team goal, and it surprised me how well we played in those little triangles. You know, I thought it was offside at first when he done it. I thought I had something going in, you know. And then when it stood, I was like, oh, okay, that stood, well done. Okay, and then it just shocked me. I was kind of just sitting there enjoying the football. I was enjoying the little 1-2 touch passes, the fact that we were closing down their players, playing it around in small areas, and again, great work from Aranutovic and a smart finish from Lanzini.
Yeah, and I suppose that takes us nicely into the fourth goal, where it was the one-touch football. In particular, it was Obiang, Kouati, and listen, hold our hands up. We've got to, as West Ham fans. I think nearly every single West Ham fan has been slagging off Kouati. Did he race his game today? Yes. Was he back to his old self? No. But has he made progress? Yes. And as maybe Moyes had a word in his mouth saying, listen, I can't really justify playing you anymore, and the only way I can justify playing you is if you actually do something. And I felt like he did today, and he was kind of reasonably influential. He got an assist. He helped in the whole kind of build up towards Lanzini's second goal, which was our fourth, in the 61st minute. 5 minutes later, literally in a spell of 20 minutes, 15 minutes, we got 3 goals in the second half.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
Matt, describe the Lanzini goal, the second one.
I'm just trying to think. The second one,
Kouati, Obiang,
the counter.
Yeah.
Or was that the passing?
Passing.
I think the passing. I think the third goal was the passing goal.
Yeah, I think the 3-1 was a passing.
Oh, was it? Have I got that wrong?
Look,
yeah.
The last goal we scored was just the
ball.
I
mean, they were like a couple of minutes apart.
Yeah.
And the third goal was, I mean, I didn't think Moyes had that in his locker, the third goal, because it literally was like 10-15 one-touch passes.
Yeah.
The Huddersfield couldn't get near us. And it come to Arnie, he sort of hit a step over, dropped a shoulder, put Lanzini in. Like you said, I thought Lanzini was offside, but they're showing the replay. The right back played him on.
Yeah.
And he just buried it in the far corner.
Absolutely.
The fourth goal, I think, was literally just like, I think Kouati just cleared the ball down the line.
Yeah.
And it was.
Arnautovic used his strength, just turned the centre back. Was like, no, this is my ball.
Yeah.
Went in 1-on-1, and I thought he mucked it up, because I don't think he actually squared it to Lanzini. I think he got tackled, and sort of Lanzini just went, "No, I'm taking over this."
Yeah.
Cut inside another defender, and then sent the keeper away and put it in the top corner.
Yeah.
And that was like 15 minutes. We'd gone from 1-1 to 4-1 up.
I mean, we've travelled all the way to Huddersfield. We've come out of that game with a 4-1 victory. None of us were expecting that, especially after looking at team selection. We're looking at the rest of the results today, and it's Watford 2, Southampton 2. West Brom have beaten Brighton 2-0. Crystal Palace have beaten Burnley 1-0. So, but Newcastle and Swansea have drew. We've moved all the way up to 11th place, 5 points cushion. Moyes, take a bow.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are still moaning at him, like, you know, people aren't liking how defensive it was. And I mean, I thought the team looked really defensive today. But you can't say that a team's defensive when you go and score 4 goals away from home.
You've got Matt. Have you not got some stats on the amount of goals he's scored since he's been there?
Yeah, one of the commentators, I think it was the third goal actually, so it might be more than that. I think there was like the stat, there was like 13 goals in 7 games. I think it's more than that now. I think it's like 14 or 15 goals in the last 7 games. So we're scoring more than 2 goals a game in the last 7 games on the boys.
Yeah.
And I know that we are the highest scorers in the bottom half of the division.
Yeah.
We've scored, I think it's 29 goals now. In the bottom half, from 11th down, we are in like position we should be. We're 11th now in the league, and we've scored the most goals in the bottom half of the. And I'm pretty sure most of them have come in since David Moyes took over.
Yeah.
So I can't remember the last time we scored 4 goals under Village. Like.
Well, listen, I mean, we've got momentum again. We're picking up a bit of momentum. It's nice to see us winning some games. I still am slightly worried. I'm going to bring it up, and maybe I'll bore you as West Ham fans when I talk about Chicharito. But the substitutions were made, and he brought on Ayew and he brought on Reece. And for me, I think he just doesn't fancy him, does he? Really at all?
Who did he bring on?
Ayew and Rice.
He said Reece.
He just doesn't fancy him, does he?
I did say to Luke before we come on that I thought he would have put Hernandez on because he wouldn't have done much more than Ayew. But I think, as Luke did say before we came on, that Ayew does offer something more defensively than Hernandez. And it was the last 5 minutes.
4-1 though. 4-1.
But to be fair, I mean, even I said with 20 minutes to go, I was like, this game's not over. Even at 4-1, I think that may just be the West Ham fan. 3-0, 3 goals up with 20 minutes to go. Yeah. And I think it just Moyes was like...
Listen,
and the thing is as well,
history
3 goals more to our goal difference.
History has happened before. If you think back to Wimbledon, do you ever remember we played at Upton Park? We were beating Wimbledon something like 3-1. We got beat 4-3.
Like even this season, like what we scored 15 goals. Well, we scored 3 goals in 15 minutes. So with 20 minutes to go, we could have easily conceded 3 goals in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think Ayew coming on is more defensively better than Hernandez, and that's what it was. He was just he wanted another body to defend. And then like a minute later, he brought Declan Rice on for Lanzini, and that literally was like Ayew up top on his own, like frigging 7 people in defence and like 3 midfielders.
Yeah.
I've no idea why Creswell decided to time waste. Why there was that?
I don't really get that. I know some teams time wasting. That pisses me off more than like diving. It really does. Teams that take time waste. And why Creswell thought with 15 minutes to go we need to start time wasting.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it, to be honest.
I think they're all doing it. I think Masuaku did it from the tackle, then Noble sort of done it himself, and then Creswell picked the ball up, and Adram sort of just gingerly walking out to it. But I'm not going to.
I think the ref lost it at that point. Like, I think at that point, ref was like, because I mean, West Brom done the same thing to us like the last game, but it's like for me, in like when you get a free kick or a corner, unless you're throwing it back to someone straight away, once in your hands, you should be responsible for taking it. So Creswell picking it up and being like, I'm going to take this, and then Adrian just slowly walks out. He's like, oh no, you can have it.
Well,
I guess it's disrupting the game, slowing up, but
got to give plaudits to Mark Noble. Scored his 49th career West Ham goal, and he scored his 50th career goal. So yeah, plaudits to the man that I said maybe 7-8 weeks ago needed to be subbed and not.
Weren't the only one.
And brought on. The only one. Yeah, no, I know, and brought on the last 20 minutes, but I just think he's an influential part of our side again, and he needs to be starting week in, week out. He's given us everything that we want, and we couldn't ask for anything more, to be honest. Yeah, slightly worried at the fact, but hope that Kouyaté can potentially build upon this, and maybe we can start to see a new Kouyaté. But we've got a midweek game against Shrewsbury to come up before we're back at home next weekend, which I'll be at, thank the Lord, because it's been a while since I've been to a game. So guys, before we go, short and sweet preview or review, but we're going to enjoy this one. Watch Match of the Day, you're going to enjoy it. Get yourself a beer, get yourself a wine, get yourself a glass of milk, get yourself a bottle of Coke.
So I've been out for a long time, and this is a great excuse to just go out and say a bit a bunch of Northerners. So,
and sing and sing Bubbles really loud in the nightclub. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I get thrown out for that normally. So
any last points you want to make, guys, before we go?
I will say one thing, that it's been like no striker, no problem today, but it doesn't mean to say that that's going to carry on. And I'm still not happy about the team that we put out today, regardless of the fact that we won. I think it was a bit of a risk taking. How you can't put 7 subs on, if it goes a bit pear-shaped, if you don't score that goal from that goal kick, it could have all gone wrong. So I'd like to see Hernandez or someone, or a bit more pressure for next game, put a striker up. But I'm not going to moan too much actually, because we did win 4-1, and I don't know fuck all, so I'm going to shut up now. And
I think maybe Moyes has decided now that Navic is centre forward. I think we have to accept that. Like,
that's great.
Navic is now centre forward because he scored more. He scored more goals than everyone else. Like,
but he's playing.
He's still assisting.
He's playing.
He had 3 assists today, and he scored. And that goal that he scored was like Gascoigne against Scotland in like Euro '96.
Yeah.
The way he flicked it over his head. If you look at the way he flicked it over it, and he buried it.
Yeah.
The way I think now Navic is a centre forward. So we played one up front.
He is, but it does show you it pays off by giving players a run of games. And if you think back to Aranutovic when he was just not performing really well, and now he is performing, it's because he's getting a run of games, and that is the same. That will go for the same for any player. We've got.
But there is just. I'm not sorry. Don't interrupt you there. But just before going further, there is a different spectrum of the team now. So it's not a village boys club anymore where they can just piss about and do what they like in training and not turn up during games. He just looked different under Moyes. I think it's the Moyes influence rather than just like the running games. That's just my opinion anyway.
No, I think you're right on that, because I remember, I think was it yesterday, was it Thursday or Friday, there was that quote that came out from David Moyes again that was like, look, if you're not running, you're not training, you're not running, you're not going to play. And then check today, he was running. Like, give him that, he was running, he was trying. Whereas in the last 3 or 4 games, Check's not been. So I think you're right that there is a certain Moyes effect, even if we're maybe not seeing it on the pitch, but I think we're getting there. He's definitely making a difference in training, because the players are no longer just strolling about in training, not bothering. You can see it is.
Could be psycho as well. Could be his influence. Giving a kick up the arse, not doing it.
Listen, I don't think it's just Psycho, to be fair. I think it's the rest of the coaching staff, because I don't think you'd cross them, to be honest. Billy McKinley and the rest of them, like
little Alan Irvine.
Yeah, Alan Irvine. I don't think you're going to mess with those northern lads, because they are pretty bloody nut jobs. So, anyway, listen. We've won 4-1. We're back up to 11th place in the league. Signs are looking all right. Arnautovic is back. He's a touch of class right now. Anything he touches, as you said, turns to gold. We need to play on his momentum. What a waste of money. What a luxurious player we should never have bought. But listen, I'll hold my hands up and say I'm wrong. So that's why I'm sitting in my house and not sitting in a mansion. Anyway, 4-1 West Ham. Watch match of the day. Enjoy it. That's been Luke. That's been Matt. I've been Anton. Come on, you irons.